company that took loan from the International Development Association for this same Western Area Power Generation project way back in 2011, 2012, 2013, to the point where Anes Bai Kuroma and the British companies, including Karim Nasser's TCQ Power and CEC Africa, now the same one back don't come where the Americans are now announcing over 400 million in debt. But before we arrive at that, make we just see the contradiction in this statement issued by the United States. The same U.S. statement way back in July 27 or on July 27, 2021, the United States issued a statement in which they said they have signed 217 million agreement to fund a power plant in Sierra Leone. And I read, in a letter dated July 14, 2021, the United States International Development Finance Corporation committed to provide 217 million in debt financing for a new 83 megawatt power plant in Freetown. The Western Area Power Generation Project, sponsored by Milile Energy and TCQ Power Limited, will generate and sell electricity to the Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority, EDSA, pursuant to a 20-year power purchase agreement. This was in 2021. Now, from 2021, that Milile Energy and TCQ Power and the DFC announced that they have taken over the Western Area Power Generation Project and they will be generating and selling electricity to EDSA for onward supply of electricity to Sierra Leoneans in Freetown, the Western Area. Up to now, it don't take 3 years. 3 years later, what did we get again? Another statement from the same DFC. Now, instead of telling us why the project has not happened, why this construction not take place since the announcement in July 2021, now the U.S. Development Finance Corporation, they go ahead for talk say then the debt don't increase to over 400 million. So what happened to the 2021 announcement where the United States announced that they have signed 270 million agreement to fund a power plant, the Western Area Power Generation Project? And at the quote now, at the time, David Machik, who is DFC's chief operating officer, was quoted as saying the DFC's investment will substantially increase access to energy for people across all Sierra Leone. People all across Sierra Leone, providing power generation to meet approximately 24% of projected electricity demand in a country where only 15% of the population has reliable access to power. Then David Machik even went as far as saying this highly developmental project represents the United States' long-term investment in Sierra Leone's future. It not only stopped there, they even quoted David Reimer, who was the former ambassador, the predecessor of the current David Brian Hunt, as saying, this plant will increase Sierra Leone's generation capacity significantly. The power generated will make substantial improvements in the lives and livelihoods of Sierra Leoneans. Then quote even Madabio, he said the government of Sierra Leone through Julius Madabio expresses his sincere thanks and gratitude to the lender, the United States International Development Finance Corporation, mentioning that our presence in the project speaks volumes about our commitment to the development of Sierra Leone. And this was the days. They even quote Alhaji Kanja Sise, Minister of Energy, Sierra Leone. Alhaji Kanja Sise expresses his delight, appreciation and gratitude to all those who have made this happen. This could not have happened at a better time, especially as the largest power generation project in our country. As a ministry, we are ready and look forward to actual physical work to commence. Now, then go as far as quoting again TCQ Power Limited CEO Karim Nasser, who said the project is a monumental step for the country and will unlock opportunities for all. It also demonstrates the government's ability to draw private investment into complex infrastructure projects. Then go as far as quoting again Eric Granskog, who is the CEO of Milile Energy, saying, quote, with the signing of the commitment letter, we have moved one step closer to delivering critical and reliable electricity to the people of Sierra Leone. This was in 2021, July 27, 2021. Now, it's been 3 years. What did the U.S. say? when we bring up the electricity, they have not even accounted why they haven't built the power plant in all these 3 years, or what has happened. Where is the money? Where is this loan taken on behalf of Sierra Leone in the name of providing electricity to Freetown residents? Why has it not happened? So when we raised this conversation, the first announcement was that the DFC don't increase the loan to 292 million. That was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Then a week on Wednesday, May 8th, where we don't bring up the conversation in this past weekend, in our past episode number 12, in a bid to confuse the Sierra Leoneans, then they don't re-announce again. Now, instead of the infrastructure happening, electricity getting provided, instead, what we now have is an increase in the volume of debt from 217 million to 292 million. Now we are talking about 412 million, in which the United States International Development Finance Corporation is now saying they have announced again up to 412 million to finance the Western Area Power Generation Project. The question is, what happened to the announcement, the commitment that you made 3 years ago? Why has it taken 3 years? The power plant has not been built. There's the difference there for us. We are just pointing out the inconsistency and how the effort for cover up the truth is further exposing not just these rogue politicians in Sierra Leone, but now it has gotten to a point where the international organizations, the corporations, the corporate gangsters, and the foreign governments that are funding such a corruption are now exposing themselves through their own effort of disinformation and misinformation. So here we have to ask the current U.S. ambassador, David Hunt, who is now the spokesperson of these corporate gangsters, to tell us why has it taken 3 years. We have not seen the Western Area Power Generation Project infrastructure, power plant, that was supposed to have been built in this last 3 to 4 years. Mind you, this is not new. When we talk about last 3 to 4 years, we're talking about the APC. We're talking about the SLPP their own time. And when we talk about Karim Nasser is not just coming into Sierra Leone with the Americans, with American funding now, but on the 7th of March 2018, Globalec, the British Commonwealth Development Corporation, and TCQ Power be now announced even the commencement of construction for this Western Area Power Generation Project. And I'm reading from that press release, which says, Globalec, a leading independent power company in Africa, along with the British Commonwealth Development Corporation Group and TCQ Power, have celebrated the start of construction of the 57-megawatt Western Area Power Generation Project in Sierra Leone with a groundbreaking event. The President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Ernest Bai Koroma, led the groundbreaking ceremony at the future power plant site. Working alongside CDC, the UK's Development Finance Institution, and TCQ Power, who have been developing and financing the project, Globalec will develop and oversee the construction and operation of the Western Area Power Generation Project based in the Kisii Dockyard, approximately 4 kilometers east of Freetown. Where is this project now? The same project where Ernest Bai Koroma, TCQ Power, where involve Karim Nasser's company, where announced the construction don't happen. Now the same company now is now telling us, this was in 2018, mind you, this project don't start from 2011. Ghost project, where you read and call ghost project now this. They are launching, relaunching, announcing that and re-announcing that. First under Ernest Bai Koroma with British Commonwealth Development Finance companies. Now is the turn of the U.S. Development Finance Corporation for Exploit Sierra Leone. So here in this press release issued on the 7th of March 2018, Karim Nasser is also quoted. I will not read all I just want to read Karim Nasser say. Karim Nasser, CEO of TCQ Power, said this groundbreaking event moves us closer to delivering more electricity to the people of Sierra Leone and unlocking opportunities for growth. TCQ Power has been working on the project since 2012, and we are extremely proud to reach this critical milestone together with our partners. This power station represents a monumental step forward for the country and clearly demonstrates the government's ability to draw private investment into complex infrastructure projects. Karim Nasser, in his own words, said the project has commenced since 2012. The question is, how did Karim Nasser, how did TCQ Power, how did Milile Energy became involved in this project? Where did they win the bid? How did this bidding take place? How did Karim Nasser continuously, from the days of Anis Bai Kuruma, serve as a conduit for the imposition of debt on Sierra Leone with the promise of providing electricity? And it's more than 10 years now. This electricity has not arrived in Sierra Leone. The so-called Western Area Power Generation Project infrastructure has not been constructed. This is the same project the Americans are now saying they've provided over 400 million in debt. I think American taxpayers, all of us who are paying taxes in America, should begin to ask the DFC tell us the basis on which they are rolling out American taxpayers' money as debt on the poor and innocent people of Sierra Leone for a service that they have been promised for more than 10 years that is still unavailable. What kind of a shameful situation is this? And diplomats should be ashamed to even go on radio and television trying to cover up such a crime, trying to still promise poor and innocent people who just want electricity to get by. So this is the biggest crime against humanity that we have seen in front of our own eyes and condoned by international organizations who are supposed to be the custodians of democracy, who are supposed to be custodians of transparency and accountability. A country like the United States with more than 300 million people, such a large economy, exploiting a tiny country like Sierra Leone with a small population of less than 8 million people. These international organizations